may have known Jin as BTS's worldwide handsome, but even Jimmy Fallon, host of The Tonight Show and longtime BTS supporter, was not emotionally prepared for what happened on day 2 of Jin's solo concert in Chiba, Japan. Shortly after fan cams flooded social media showing Jin switching from chaotic comedic host energy to a heart-wrenching performance of With the Clouds, Fallon took to his own show and social media to express what millions of ARMYs felt. How is this man real? He jokes like a late-night king and then sings like heartbreak itself. Somebody check if he's human. During Jin's Chiba concert, which took place at the Makuhari Messe International Exhibition Hall, fans were treated to an interactive segment inspired by his variety show Run Jin. Jin cracked jokes, teased fans, pulled volunteers up on screen for mini-games, and even made playful remarks about his own dancing. "You thought I wouldn't bring the tuna. You were wrong." The audience roared with laughter. The vibe was light, chaotic, vintage Jin, until everything changed. Without warning, the lights dimmed. A soft piano intro began, and standing beneath a single spotlight, Jin began to sing With the Clouds, one of the most emotional tracks from his second solo album, Echo. Gone was the playful MC. In his place stood a man with tears behind his eyes. Fan cams captured the moment the audience fell silent, many with hands over their hearts, as Jin's voice trembled slightly during the bridge. The contrast was too much for Jimmy Fallon, who replayed the clip during his show's Hot Take segment. "I swear, one second I'm laughing at his goofy tuna dance, and the next I'm holding my chest wondering who hurt him," Fallon said, dramatically pretending to sob into a purple BTS light stick. Fans online echoed Fallon's disbelief at the emotional whiplash. The duality, something ARMYs have long known as BTS' signature, hit harder than ever when focused solely on Jin. Back in Chiba, Jin didn't address the emotional shift directly. He simply smiled after the final song, waved gently, and said, "Thank you for running with me today." And just like that, the stage went dark. Fallon ended his segment on Jin with a simple message to viewers. Jin is the kind of performer who makes you laugh out loud, then remember something you were trying not to feel. That's not just talent, that's art. As Jin prepares for his next stop in Osaka, fans and celebrities like Jimmy Fallon are bracing themselves for whatever storm of laughter, tears, and tenderness he'll deliver next. Just hours after Jin's breathtaking second solo concert in Chiba, Japan, the international spotlight unexpectedly shifted across the ocean to New York City, where Jimmy Fallon, longtime BTS supporter and host of The Tonight Show, found himself completely undone by what he witnessed on social media. In his typical upbeat style, Fallon had intended to do a lighthearted segment on Jin's ongoing Run Seokjin F tour, perhaps cracking a few jokes about Jin's legendary Super Tuna chaos or his crowd games. But that plan unraveled the moment he sat down to watch the now viral fan cam footage of Jin on stage, effortlessly switching from his playful variety show persona to delivering one of the most emotionally devastating ballads of his career, With the Clouds. At first, Fallon laughed, like millions of others. He watched Jin toss jokes toward the crowd during the interactive Run Jin-inspired segment, teasing fans with his signature deadpan humor. Jin made comments about his bad dancing with the wink and even encouraged fans to vote him Best MC of the Year. Fallon, seated in his studio office with a purple BTS lightstick nearby, was grinning ear to ear. But then the clip changed. The lights on stage dimmed. Jin's body posture shifted. The joking stopped. Fallon leaned forward. The sound of a piano began to play. And there stood Jin, under a single haunting spotlight, clutching his mic with both hands. When he began singing With the Clouds, something shifted. His voice cracked ever so slightly. His eyes, still swollen from laughter minutes earlier, now shimmered with something deeper. Fallon watched silently. His grin faded. His jaw dropped. By the time the second chorus hit, he was visibly emotional, holding his chest and whispering, "Wow, just wow," into the camera. When the clip ended, Fallon stood up, paced the room, and turned back to the screen with a look of disbelief. How is this man real? He's joking like a late-night king and then sings like heartbreak itself. Somebody check if he's human. Later, on that evening's episode of The Tonight Show, Fallon dedicated a full 3-minute segment to reacting to Jin's Chiba concert. He showed the clip of Jin dancing to Super Tuna, only to abruptly cut to the heartbreaking performance of With the Clouds, a move that drew stunned gasps from the studio audience. He let the silence hang for a few beats, then looked directly into the camera. "Jin, you can't do this to us. I had plans today. You just derailed my whole afternoon." But behind the jokes, Fallon's admiration was real. He spoke about the artistry of Jin's performance, the vulnerability, the humor, the authenticity, and how rare it is to see a global artist command a stage with that kind of range. He said, "There are performers who can make you laugh out loud, and there are singers who can make you cry, but very few can do both in a single breath." Jin did that. And he did it in 2 languages, while also being the most beautiful man alive. Someone please explain. As fans continued to flood social media with clips, translations, and emotional breakdowns of the Chiba show, Fallon became part of the conversation. His genuine reaction was shared across ARMY circles, with fans expressing gratitude that someone from Western media truly got it. His segment trended on Korean Twitter by morning, with the hashtag #FallonLovesJin climbing alongside hashtag #JinJibaDay2 and hashtag #WithTheCloudsLive. The moment further solidified Jin's status not just as a soloist, but as a true global performer. And for Fallon, who has interviewed the group multiple times and shared countless laughs with Jin on camera, the emotional resonance of that concert hit different. "This wasn't just a concert," he told viewers. "It was a reminder that real artists don't just entertain, they connect. They break through language, screen, and even time zones. And tonight, Jin connected with the whole world." As Jin's tour moves forward, fans everywhere, including one very emotional late-night host in New York, are watching with bated breath. Because if one thing is now clear, it's this: Jin doesn't just take the stage, he transforms it. And Jimmy Fallon, like the rest of us, is still trying to recover. In the days that followed, Jimmy Fallon continued referencing Jin's Chiba performance, not just on his show, but in off-camera interviews, podcasts, and even in casual interactions with fans. During a brief red carpet moment at a summer event in New York, a reporter asked Fallon what performance had blown his mind recently, and without hesitation, he replied, "Jin, Chiba, that man just shattered me." Fans noticed that even in subsequent Tonight Show episodes, subtle nods to Jin began appearing. A staff member was spotted wearing a "With the Clouds" lyric tee during rehearsal. A small RJ plush sat discreetly on Fallon's desk, something only true ARMY would catch. And on July 9th, during the show's cold open, Fallon pretended to perform an exaggerated, dramatic ballad, paused midway, looked into the camera, and quipped, "Am I pulling a Jin? Am I nailing the duality?" The audience, many of whom had seen the viral clips, erupted with laughter and applause. But the reverence behind the jokes never faded. Fallon, who has often said that BTS changed the way he views performance, was particularly moved by what Jin accomplished that night. A masterclass in emotional transparency, without theatrics, without backup dancers, and without the rest of BTS by his side. "You can tell how much of his heart he's putting into this," Fallon said during a behind-the-scenes segment uploaded to the show's YouTube. "He's not just doing songs, he's opening up chapters of his life. It's art disguised as pop, and it's devastatingly powerful." Armies from around the world responded warmly, thanking Fallon for consistently supporting the members, not just as celebrities, but as people. One top comment read, "It means a lot to us that Fallon sees Jin's solo work with the same love and respect we do. He's not just hosting, he's witnessing." The emotional effect lingered. Fallon, known for his charisma and high-energy humor, admitted during a podcast that he had watched the With the Clouds performance more than a dozen times and still got chills. "He looks right into the crowd," he said softly, "and it's like he's singing to someone who wasn't there. It's haunting, but beautiful." As Jin's tour continued to cities like Osaka and Anaheim, fans wondered if Fallon would fly out to see the show in person. Rumors began swirling that HYB had sent him a private invitation. Fallon, when asked, neither confirmed nor denied, but he did raise an eyebrow and smile knowingly. And maybe that's the perfect metaphor for this entire moment. Jin's concert, much like BTS's legacy, is made up of things seen and unseen, songs and silences, loud laughter and quiet whispers. And even across oceans, hearts are moved, not with marketing campaigns or world tours, but by one man standing in the spotlight, daring to be soft. As The Tonight Show returned from break with a new episode, Fallon opened his monologue with a cheeky grin and one final message. "Seokjin, if you're watching, stop breaking our hearts. Or at least give us a warning next time. I had to cancel dinner plans and rethink my whole emotional stability because of you." He then looked down at his desk, gently tapped the RJ plush, and whispered what fans around the world already knew: worldwide handsome and worldwide unforgettable. And just like that, the show rolled on, forever marked by a moment that wasn't even on its own stage, but one that had, clearly, quietly, and completely taken it over.